So you're going to a writing conference too. Let me give you some unconventional, mostly not talked about tips so that you can have an even more fun time than you were going to already. I'm writer and artist Lex Lank, and I love going to writing conferences. But there are some tips and tricks that I have learned over time that I don't usually hear people talk about. So I just wanted to share these particular things so that you can have, again, more fun than you were already going to have. Now, we all know writing conferences are a little crazy. Things get overwhelming pretty easily. And so that is why I have put together most of these tips. They kind of mostly have to do with not getting overwhelmed. Because no matter how much fun you're having, you're probably going to get overwhelmed at some point or a little nervous at some point. It's a lot of information, a lot of new people, a lot to learn. And so I think it's just natural to get a little overwhelmed. But I would like to help you avoid that as much as possible. And all of my tips are related to this very thing. So the first one is to bring your favorite drink or snack. And I know that sounds a little weird because every writing conference worth its salt has great food, whether it's included or you have to purchase it there. Most of the time they're at a really nice hotel, and so there's always something in the vicinity to eat, some great things, great coffee, lots of coffee usually. But I find that in order to kind of keep your jitters down or your nervousness down, it's nice to have whatever it is that you particularly love when it comes to, again, snacks or drinks. Because we have seen over and over again that writers are kind of synonymous with snacks. Whether it's coffee or a particular food, there's memes about writers and coffee. There are t-shirts. There's probably a plate at this point that talks about writers and coffee. But if coffee's not your thing, it doesn't have to be coffee. It can be anything. I particularly like to bring tea with me, especially like tea to help you calm down for like in the evening once I've finished with the conference. I also sometimes bring coffee with me. And there's another thing that I definitely bring with me, which I'll talk about for the next tip. But my recommendation is to bring something that you love, something that you normally go to in your writing routine. And the reason why I say to bring it instead of just have what they have at the conference is that, again, if you're kind of getting nervous or even starting to feel overwhelmed, it's really nice to have that creature comfort, that particular thing that you're used to that is part of your normal life, your normal writing life. And then I just find that it makes you feel a little bit more collected, a little bit more like you would at home to kind of stave off the anxiety. And it's nice to have the thing that you really, really love on hand. So if you're traveling, this probably is a little more complicated. If you're going on a plane, you can't really bring, your favorite drink as far as liquid. However, there's also other options. Once you know where you're going, see if there's a store nearby that sells whatever you usually have on hand so that you can just go and pick it up or have it brought to you. If it's something you can pack in your suitcase, then go ahead and pack it. And I recommend just picking one thing, maybe two at the most if it's something small that is not taking up a lot of room, so that you're not overwhelming your luggage. But definitely bring your favorite snack or drink. My second tip is also food related. So again, we want to stave off that anxiety and that anxiousness and just any discomfort we might be feeling because writing conferences are a lot. So my second tip is to bring something that will help calm your stomach or your anxiety. And this is actually not a tip that is unique to me. I actually heard it from, or I read it, I should say, on a blog post from the conference that I'm going to be attending soon. And I thought it was a great tip, so I definitely want to share it. So bring something to settle your stomach, something to settle your anxiety if you tend to get anxious. And this can be medication. I personally am like the person that likes natural things, so I bring something natural. My favorite thing, and this is also something that I like as far as a snack, is ginger chews. I happen to really love ginger chews. I think they're great. It's just like a little candy that's made with ginger, and it's usually really strong Ginger's great for settling your stomach, and I just think it tastes really good. So that's an option. Chamomile tea is great, or any kind of tea that is anti-anxiety. Of course, for anti-anxiety, you can also use fish oil or magnesium powder. There's plenty of different products with those that you can easily put in water or just swallow. Great for anti-anxiety, but definitely check out the ginger teas because they're really good. Just be sure to bring something that you know will work for you. So prior to your conference, go ahead and buy whatever and see if it happens to be effective for you. And if it is, great. If it's not, find something else, and whatever you do find, make sure you bring it. My next tip is actually not food related, and that is this. And this is probably the first thing I learned when going to writing conferences, or any conferences, I would say, and that is prepare to be tired. There is a lot going on at these conferences, a lot of classes, a lot of meetings, a lot of seminars, a lot of speakers, a lot of meet and greet, a lot of mingling, and it's great. It's wonderful. It's one of my things I look forward to for sure, but it is definitely tiring. And more than likely, you probably will be staying up or getting up earlier than normal, staying up later. So definitely prepare yourself to be tired. I recommend beforehand making sure you have a good schedule. If you are going to be getting up earlier than you normally would, check the schedule for your conference, but start incrementally getting up sooner and sooner as you're preparing to go to the conference. Keep an eye on the time when you're there so that you're not going to sleep too late. And make sure you get plenty of rest before you do go so that you are a little more prepared physically for the long hours and a lot of sitting. Definitely make sure you get up and walk around during breaks, because that's another thing too that is definitely helpful, because there is a lot of sitting in classes and courses and talks and all of that. So definitely make sure you can get some sleep and prepare to be tired afterwards and want to sleep for a while when you come home. Now, my last tip is actually my favorite. Not that the other ones were not good, but I happen to really like this one. And this is something that I do everywhere I go, anytime I'm out of town or visiting somewhere. But I think it's great for conferences too. And that is to make your conference themed. There are multiple ways you can do this. Obviously, if you're going to a conference that is for writing, you are more than likely a writer or speaker, because a lot of the time there's speakers there too. But more than likely, you have fictional characters that you love, that you've crafted and you work with regularly. Or if you write nonfiction, you have a theme for your book. So my recommendation is to center your conference experience around this. And I do this in multiple ways. I usually decorate the room that I'm going to if I have room in my luggage to carry decorations. Nothing too crazy, just something fun that fits the theme of the story or fits the theme of where I'm going to, where the conference physically is. But the main way that I theme things is with my attire. And I always like to theme my attire after my characters from my books. I think this is a lot of fun. It doesn't have to be the exact outfit that they would wear, because depending on what you're writing, that can be a little more complicated. Writing fantasy, I definitely understand that. But still, you can theme your outfit after certain colors that a character would wear, certain patterns. If they have something that they usually adorn themselves with, whether it's hair clips or ties or whatever it happens to be that fits this person and or people, depending on how long the conference is. If it's multiple days, that means you have multiple characters that you can dress up after, and that's a lot of fun. It also showcases your writing and your story, because especially if you have a really interesting outfit or something that's a little different, people are going to go, "Oh, I love your outfit. Where'd you get the idea for that?" It gives you an opportunity to talk about your story and to start presenting your work to people in a little more natural way, instead of just going up and saying, "Hey, I'm so-and-so and I write this and this is what it's about," which is nothing wrong with that, but it's a little more fun if you can do it based on your outfit. And that's one of my favorite things about conferences. I love putting together attire based on all of my characters, and I love wearing it and walking around and just feeling like I'm part of the story, even though I'm not currently working on it or currently in it, so to speak. But I think it's a lot of fun. And you can also, again, do this with your room or with whatever bag you are carrying your laptop in, or your notebook, or whatever it is. Everything that you have for the conference, you can theme if you would like to. And I think it's a lot of fun. And it's just another way to kind of get into the spirit of showcasing your work and connecting with other people who are also showcasing their work. So these are my top unconventional, usually not talked about, tips for a writing conference. There are plenty of other tips out there that are more common, and I definitely recommend looking up other videos to see what they might be and what will work for you, especially if it is your first conference, because it is a very unique experience and there's a lot that goes on. But don't feel overwhelmed ahead of time, and don't feel overwhelmed at the conference. Make sure you have fun, talk to people, even if you're introverted. Actually, if you are introverted, it's a great experience and a great chance to pull yourself out of your shell a little bit more and test your limits for down the road when you go to more business functions. It's really helped me as someone who is more introverted to kind of put myself out there and get more used to talking to people and presenting my work. So it's a wonderful experience. I hope you have a lot of fun, and I hope these tips were helpful for you, and that the conference that you are going to will be the best conference yet. On a side note, I actually am currently at a conference. I filmed this video ahead of time because I knew May was going to be a little bit crazy for me. At the time of this video releasing, it's May. So I am looking forward to sharing my conference experience with all of you in my next video, kind of showcasing what's been going on at the conference and where I'm at as far as my projects. And I hope you are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to posting it, and I hope you are having a wonderful May. I am very excited for the conference that I am going to currently be at, either past, well, future for me, possibly past for you, and possibly present for you. Time is weird, isn't it? So looking very forward to sharing that, and I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for watching, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and share it with anyone that you think needs these unconventional, less talked about writing conference tips. I'll see you all in the next video, and until then, continue creating and having fun with writing. Bye!